So, good day everyone. I'm Michael John B. Estrella. In this video, we talk about geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is the heat that comes from inside the earth. This natural heat is produced by magma beneath the earth's surface and can be used to generate electricity. Geothermal power plants convert underground steam or hot water into energy to power homes and businesses. It is a renewable and environmentally friendly source of energy because it produces low emission and does not depend on weather condition. Countries like the Philippines use geothermal energy as an important source of electricity. So, geothermal power plant in this slide, geothermal power plants are defined as facilities that generate electricity using heat from inside the earth, unlike coal or nuclear plants that burn fuel. Uh, Geothermal plants use natural underground heat as their energy source. The process may be similar to other power plants, but the key difference is the geothermal energy comes from the Earth's internal thermal energy, making it a renewable and sustainable source. Next is working principle. Here, the working principle of geothermal energy is explained. Beneath the Earth's surface are geothermal reservoir, natural pools of hot water heated by molten rocks. These reservoirs have existed for centuries. By tapping into this underground heat, geothermal plants produce steam that spin turbines to generate electricity. This clean energy source help power homes and businesses while reducing dependence on fuel fossils. Next, this illustration show how geothermal energy is harnessed from beneath the Earth's surface. Deep underground, water is heated by magma, forming hot water or steam reservoir. When this steam rises through rock cracks it or is extracted through wells, it can be used to drive turbines connected to generator. This process convert natural heat into usable electricity. The image clearly demonstrate how energy from the below the ground power homes and communities. Next is here's the top geothermal power plants. Based on the data shown in this graph, the largest geothermal power plant in the world is the Geyser in the United States, producing around 900 megawatts of electricity. It is followed by Larderello in Italy and Cerro Preto in Mexico. The Philippines also appear multiple times on the list, including Macban, Matilbog, and Tiwi, proving that the country is one of the leading producer of geothermal energy worldwide. This highlights the global importance of geothermal power, especially in countries located along volcanic region.
Magandang araw sa inyo lahat. Ako nga po pala si Cedric. Ipagpapatuloy ko yung presentation ng kanina. Kung saan dito tinakel niya, ito yung statistic kung saan pinakita niya ano yung top 10 na geothermal power plant sa buong mundo. Now, sa akin naman, ipapakita ko ngayon ano ang top 10 countries na merong geothermal power plant. yung total nila. So, unang-una rito sa listahan natin ang United States of America na merong 3,653 na capacity na kaya i-produce. Next is the Indonesia, which has 1,948. Next is the Philippines, 1,868. Now, you might be wondering why Indonesia and Philippines are in top place. Later on, I will explain it to you why. Next, for the fourth place is Turkey, which have 1,347. And lastly, for the top 5 is the New Zealand, which only have 1,005 megawatts. Okay, now, I will be showing you the top. Papakita ko ngayon sa inyo yung mga top na geothermal power plants. Siyempre muna, sa Philippines na ipapakita ko. Ang una-una sa listahan, pinakita rito kanina, is yung Tiwi. Ang Tiwi muna ipapakita natin. So, this is the Tiwi geothermal power plant. The Tiwi geothermal power plant is located in Albay, Philippines. It's the country's first and oldest large-scale geothermal facility. Starting commercial operations in May 1979, operated by AP Renewal Inc. or APRI, a subsidiary of Abbott Sea Power, and currently operates with a capacity of 234 megawatts, supplemented by a 17 megawatts binary plant commission in late 2023. So what are the key aspects of the Tiwi geothermal power plant? First is its location and significance. It is situated on the slopes of Mount Malinaw. It was first water dominated geothermal system to produce over 160 megawatts. It serves as a major renewable energy source for Luzon grid. The capacity and structure. The plant was originally developed in the late 1970s and early 1980s with a 330 megawatts capacity. Over time, with reservoir changes, it was rated to 234 megawatts. It is now supplemented by a new 17 megawatts binary plant that generates power from brine raising total efficiency. Technology. The plant extracts geothermal fluids from four main area. The Naglagabong, Kapipihan, Matalibong, at Bariis. To drive turbines. The newest binary plant uses residual heat from the brine, increasing output without needing for new production wells. Next is the Macban Geothermal Power Plant. Ito yung pinakamalaking geothermal power plant sa Pilipinas. The Makiling Banawan or Macban Geothermal Power Plant is a major 458 megawatts renewable energy facility in Laguna and Batangas, Philippines, operated since 1978. Kawari siya ng EP Renewables from Abbott's Power. It is one of the largest, utilizing 69 wells to provide clean base load electricity to the Luzon grid. So what are the key details about Macban Geothermal Power Plant? First, it is the location. Situated in a 700 hectare site on the boundary of Bay, Caluan, Laguna, and Santo Tomas, Batangas. The capacity. The facility has a total capacity of 458 megawatts, comprising 12 generation units including flash, steam, and binary plants. The ownership and its history. Originally, it was built on 1979 The plant was acquired by Abbott's Power from government in 2009. Next is the technology. It utilizes steam from the Mount Makiling volcanic area with decent development including a 6 megawatts binary plant that uses waste heard from brine, heat from brine. So the future initiatives for this is the facility is developing the new Philippines first geothermal battery energy storage system or BES. At, it is a hybrid project. Next, I'm going to show you now the largest, the most complex geothermal power plant in the world. Guys, welcome. This is the Geysers Geothermal Power Plant. The geyser is located in California's Macamas Mountains in the world largest complex. It is the world largest complex of geothermal power plants, featuring 13 active Calpine operated plants that produce nearly 60% of the North Coast region's power. It utilizes dry steam from over 350 wells to generate roughly 700 megawatts of reliable renewable electricity for 825,000 homes. So what are the key aspects of the geysers? Um, First, the capacity. With an operating of 2,000 megawatts, it is the largest geothermal field globally. Next is operation. The geyser operates since 1960. The complex has used high pressure underground stream to turn turbines. Next is the sustainability. To combat declining steam production, the plant injects treated wastewater from neighboring cities into ground, creating a sustainable steam recharge system. Next is the environmental impact. It provides clean baseload green energy, often covering 21% of California's total green energy. And lastly, the location. The facility covers 45 square miles in Sonoma and Lake counties in California. So guys, as you can see, this kind of smoke, this is not smoke to be exact. These are not smoke. This is what we call water vapor. So, meaning to say, hindi siya harmful sa environment. Hindi siya nagko-cause ng pollution. It's just a water vapor because they were using the steam. These are the steams. Actually, these steams are very, good for the environment. And now guys, I will be discussing geothermal power plant ideal location. So, how we determine the ideal location for geothermal power plant? Highly productive geothermal resources are commonly located along major tectonic plates boundaries, where volcanic activity is concentrated. One of the most geothermally active regions globally is the Ring of Fire, a zone that surrounds the Pacific Ocean that is characterized by frequent earthquakes and numerous volcanoes. So, kanina sinabi ko, i-explain ko bakit ang Indonesia at Philippines ay pasok sa top 3 to be exact ng top geothermal power plant in the whole world. Because ang Indonesia at Philippines ay pasok na pasok. I think hindi lang ata sila, basta marami sila. Pasok na pasok sila sa loob ng Pacific Ring of Fire kung saan doon ay puno ng volcanoes. That area is full of volcanoes. Underwater volcano man yan or volcanoes na nasa may land. Right. When magma rises close to the Earth's surface, it transfers heat to the groundwater that either stored in a porous rock formation or flowing through fractures and fault lines. These systems are referred to as hydrothermal system, which fundamentally require two components: heat from the Earth's interior and water that can absorb and transport that heat. To identify geothermal reservoirs, geologists apply several exploration techniques. The most dependable approach involves drilling exploratory wells and measuring subsurface temperature. Since geothermal reservoirs are located deep underground, they typically show little to no visible evidence at surface, making subsurface investigation essential. Okay, the most suitable sites are generally found in tectonically active regions, particularly where the near major plates boundaries. Okay. For a location to be viable, there must be a heat source beneath the surface and a rock formation that allows circulation. The movement of heated fluids within this formation makes the energy extraction technically feasible. Since geothermal reservoirs are not directly visible from the surface, subsurface investigation is required. Among the different exploration techniques, drilling and measuring underground temperatures are the most dependable way to confirm usable resources. In short, geothermal plants are best located in geological active areas where underground heat and suitable rock condition are presented, which is the Pacific Ring of Fire. Next is This is are the one of the ito yung mga one examples ng source na puwedeng pagtayuan ng geothermal power plant. Ang mga lugar na merong geysers. Ano ba yung mga geysers? Geysers are rare, intermittent hot spring that periodically ejects pressurized water and steam caused by magma heated underground escaping through narrow underground conduits. So ito raw yung mga mga nagshushoot, yung mga nag-e-erupt na water from underground na nag-shoot sa taas na mataas na mataas. Sobrang init nito. It is not advisable for a person to touch it. Not not just touch it because the pressure is enough to obliterate you. Idagdag mo pa yung init. Kaya hindi very advisable. Next is the hot spring. A hot spring, thermal spring, hydrothermal spring, or geothermal spring is a spring produced by emergence of geothermally heated underground onto the surface of the earth. The groundwater is heated either by shallow bodies of magma or circulation through faults to hot rock deep in Earth's crust. Hindi lahat ng hot spring ay pwedeng gawing location for geothermal power plant. May mga ginagawang experiment or test ang mga geologists para i-check kung ang lugar ba na to is viable para pagtayuan ng isang geothermal power plant or hindi. That's all. Thank you.
So let's proceed for working principle of binary cycle power plant. A binary cycle power plant operates by using geothermal heat to vaporize secondary working fluid instead of using geothermal steam directly to drive the turbine. This system is commonly used in moderate temperature geothermal resources. In this type of power plant, the geothermal water extracted from the underground reservoirs does not directly contact the turbine. Instead, the hot geothermal fluid is pumped from production well and passed through a heat exchanger. Inside the heat exchanger, the geothermal water transfers its heat to secondary working fluid, commonly isobutane or isopentane. These fluids have a lower boiling point than water, allowing them to vaporize at lower temperatures. Once vaporized, the secondary fluid turns into high pressure vapor. This vapor drives a turbine. The turbine is connected to a generator. The generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. After passing through the turbine, the vapor is cooled in condenser. It returns to liquid form. The liquid working fluid is pumped back to the heat exchanger to repeat the cycle. Meanwhile, the cool geothermal water is re-injected back into the earth through the injection well. This maintains reservoirs pressures and ensures sustainability of geothermal resources. Uh, Key features of binary cycle power plants. Closed loop system. It is a both fluids are recycled. No direct emission of geothermal steam the atmosphere or to the atmosphere. Suitable for low to moderate temperature geothermal resources. Approximately 85 degrees to 170 degrees. Environmental friendly compared to the other geothermal plant types.
Unahin muna natin ang disadvantages. Una, limited ito sa specific geographic location na may underground heat reservoirs. Ibig sabihin, hindi lahat ng lugar pwede magkaroon ng geothermal power plant. Kailangan may sapat na init sa ilalim ng lupa para maging possible ito. Kaya kadalasan sa mga lugar na may volcanic activity o may natural heat source, ito yung natatayuan natin ng geothermal powers na yun. Pangalawa, mataas ang initial construction at development cost bago makapag-produce ng kuryente. Kailangan muna ng malaking puhunan. Kasama dito yung pag-aaral ng lugar, pag-drill ng malalim na balon at pag-install ng mga kagamitan. Kaya sa simula, talagang magastos siya. Pangatlo is yung Enhanced Geothermal System o EGS na tinatawag ay sobrang mahal at complex i-implement. Ito yung ginagamit kapag kulang ang natural na init o steam sa isang lugar. Mas komplikado ang proseso dahil kailangan pang gumawa ng artificial system para makakuha ng init. Dahil dito, mas tumataas ang gastos at mas nagiging technical ang project. Pang-apat, nangangailangan ito ng extensive planning, government approval at malaking capital investment. Hindi ito basta-basta itinatayo. Kailangan muna ng mahabang proseso ng pagkuha ng permits at pagsunod sa environmental regulation. Kaya matagal at mahal ang preparation bago ito maipatupad. Ngayon naman, punta tayo sa advantages na nakalagay sa picture. Una is sustainable at renewable source of energy ito. Ibig sabihin, ang geothermal energy ay hindi agad-agad mauubos at patuloy na napoproduce ng natural na init ng lupa. Kaya maganda ito para sa long-term energy supply. Pangalawa is environmentally friendly ito. Kumpara sa mga fossil fuels, mas mababa ang pollution na naililikha nito. Ito yung nagsusunog ng coal o langis. Kaya mas kaunti ang greenhouse gas emissions. Pangatlo is less dependent ito sa limited natural resources. Hindi ito umaasa sa fuel na kailangan pang hukayin o i-import, dahil dito nakakatulong ito para mabawasan ang pagdepende sa fossil fuels. Pang-apat is kaya nitong mag-operate 24/7 regardless of weather or seasonal changes. Hindi ito katulad ng solar na kailangan ng araw o wind na kailangan ng hangin. Tuloy-tuloy ang production nito kahit gabi or maulan. At ang panghuli naman is nagbibigay ito ng stable at consistent power output. Ibig sabihin nun is hindi pa bago-bago ang supply ng kuryente. Mahalaga ito para sa stability ng power system dahil nakakatulong ito para maiwasan ang power interruptions. Sa kabuuan, Makikita natin sa picture na may parehong advantages at disadvantages ang geothermal energy. May challenges tulad ng mataas na gastos at limitadong lokasyon. Pero malaki rin ang benepisyo nito, lalo na sa pagiging renewable at environmentally friendly at syempre reliable na resources ng kuryente. So, lumipat naman tayo dito sa technical side, yung comparison sa ibang renewables, especially yung binary cycle power plants. So, ang key distinction dito is yung geothermal water o yung steam. Hindi siya direktang tumatama sa mga turbines. Yung ganito yan, yung mainit na tubig mula sa underground reservoirs ay papasok muna sa isang tinatawag nating heat exchanger. Doon, ipapasa niya yung init niya sa isang secondary fluid gaya ng isobutane. So, ginagamit ang isobutane kasi meron siyang mababang boiling point kumpara sa tubig. Kaya mas madali siyang mag-vaporize kahit hindi sobrang init ng tubig. Kapag ka nag-vaporize naman na yung secondary fluid, ito na yung magpapaikot sa turbines or yung mga turbines link to a generator para makapag-produce ng electricity. After naman na ma-extract yung heat, yung geothermal water ay i-re-inject naman pabalik sa ground through an injection well. At the same time, yung vaporized secondary fluid ay papalamigin para maging liquid ulit siya. At para magamit ulit at isesend ulit siya sa heat exchanger for continuous reuse. So dito tayo sa construction cost. So lastly, pag-usapan naman natin yung reality pagdating sa budget o yung construction cost nga. Gaya ng nabanggit ko kanina, ang pagpapatayo ng isang geothermal power plant ay require siya ng large initial investment. Hindi lang siya basta-basta nagpapagawa ng building. Kailangan mong mag-drill ng malalim sa ilalim ng lupa or humanap ng mga pwedeng tayuan yung may mga reservoir at mag-install ng mga complex na machinery. Dahil dito, itong high upfront construction cost na ito ang nagiging main reason kung bakit minsan ay nakaka-discourage ang development nito sa simula. Maraming investors ang medyo natatakot kasi napakalaki ng perang ilalabas mo agad bago ka pa man makapag-produce ng kahit 1 watt ng kuryente. Pero ang kailangan nating tandaan at ito yung selling point ng geothermal. Once na operational na ang planta, yung operating expenses nito ay relatively low over time. Wala ka na kasing binibilang na fuel gaya ng coal o langis na nakukuha sa nature. Libre ang init galing sa ilalim ng lupa. Kaya kung titingnan natin ang bigger picture in the long run, geothermal energy proves to be cost effective. Sulit na sulit yung investment dahil sa stability ng kuryente at sa itatagal ng planta. Hindi lang ito for 5 or 10 years. Ang geothermal plants ay ginagawa para tumagal ng dekada. Kaya yung mahal na construction sa umpisa, mababawi at mababawi rin dahil sa tipid sa maintenance at operation. So So, as summary of our report, nakikita natin na ang geothermal energy ay may kanya-kanyang challenges gaya ng mataas na cost at pagiging limited sa location. Pero sa huli, ang sustainability at reliability nito ang nagpapatunay na isa ito sa pinakamagandang source ng renewable energy natin ngayon. Mahal man siya sa simula, pero bawi naman sa dulo dahil hindi siya nakadepende sa panahon at environmental friendly pa. We hope na naging malinaw sa inyo ang kung paano gumagana ang binary cycle at kung bakit mahalaga ang part na ating energy future. And that concludes our report. Maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig at kung mayroon kayong mga katanungan or clarification, handa po kaming sagutin yan. Thank you.